Hello, everyone, and welcome back to a new season of Games Galore, the show where I talk about all my latest interests with everything gaming. I'm Tyler Lawton, and in today's episode, we're going to talk about an upcoming console that's taking the internet by storm. The Nintendo of America YouTube channel released a trailer for Switch 2, and it looks like there's a lot of changes made to this console that could make it better than the original. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So, first, let's talk about the new console stand. Now, let's just be honest. The old one, it kind of stuck. The stand was just way too small. It was sort of just like as if a little twig was carrying a strong boulder. It's just not sustainable. And it broke really easily. Just the slightest bit of movement or you wanting to move it back, it would just break easily. It was just terrible. But honestly, from what you saw in the trailer, this new stand just seems a lot more better. Just the fact that it stretches across the whole console, and the fact that it can even flex all the way downward. I mean, I don't know why you'd want to play the Switch facing literally down on the table, but it's just a cool feature. I just honestly think that this new stand is just a massive, massive improvement. Now, let's go on to the next point of interest, which is the Joy-Cons. So, the Joy-Cons are a very noticeable improvement compared to the old ones. So with the old Joy-Cons, you had to basically slide them out of the little screen, which seemed to always get stuck whenever you were trying to pull them out, especially when the Switch first came out. I remember seeing so many videos about that, and it just looked like a pain to deal with. But with these new Switch controllers, you can actually clip the new Joy-Cons on and off with a built-in socket that's added onto the screen. And honestly, I just feel like that this is a just much better improvement in sort of performance-wise. It's not as hard to take the controllers out, which was kind of just the main appeal of the Switch, just being able to move from different playstyle to different playstyle. So it's honestly great that they're adding this sort of thing. Let's continue on with the new side buttons that were added to the Joy-Con, which look a lot more complete. So if you saw on the original Switch, the side buttons, the SL, SR buttons, they just felt a little bit too small, and you felt like you had to curl your fingers in order to sort of play it. And honestly, having to play it in that sort of way, it left my fingers sore after maybe just an hour or two, which wasn't really a lot of fun. But when you look at the trailer, you notice that the size and the space of these buttons have increased drastically. And with the new size of the buttons, it honestly just feels like that you can finally rest your fingers on the Joy-Con. So just this feature alone basically means that there's probably a lot more boosted comfortability when it comes to playing on the Switch, which is just a really nice feature to have overall. But now, there's one more thing that I want to cover about the Switch 2 in terms of the console itself. So, let's move on. Now, I want to talk about the changes made to the movement stick. So, if you saw in the trailer, there was a colored ring that was underneath the movement stick. And this could have been added to maybe reduce the Joy-Con drift issue. And for those who are unaware, this was basically a bug where the movement stick would register motion, even if not even touching anything. So your character in a game would just randomly move on its own, sort of like it was possessed in a weird way. And the reason for Joy-Con drift is most likely because of the dust buildup that was underneath the stick. As you can see, there was probably a little bit of a hole underneath the movement stick, which dust could get under, which was kind of frustrating. But I think with this new ring, it could have been added to prevent dust from getting underneath. And this could just be a design change, but if this was just created to fight Joy-Con drift, that is a 300 IQ move by Nintendo. So overall, I think the Switch 2 is a major improvement compared to the Switch 2. The improved stand, Joy-Cons, and movement sticks really just make this something that I'd want to buy as soon as it comes out. And I also heard that a Mario Kart 9 game could be coming out with the console's release. And if you've been following this series for long, you would know that I am a huge Mario Kart fan. And you can even check out my video where I rank my top 5 favorite Mario Kart tracks of all time. Links in the description. So anyways, that's going to do it for this week's episode of Games Galore. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to like and subscribe to the D News Network YouTube channel for more episodes like this. And you can also check out the DNN Instagram page by typing @DNewsNetwork. Anyways, thanks for watching, and don't stay up too late playing video games.